Hello guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Major Arcana with Movies. So this week we are going to continue the series to explain the interpretation of the Major Arcana cards. And we try to associate that with movies that closely propagate the meaning of the card so we can build on the association and understanding. Okay? So if this series has benefited you in one way or another and it helps you in your understanding of the tarot, do like and subscribe to the channel for more such content on the channel in the future. So as usual, let's start with explaining a little of the Empress. And here let's take a look at the usual three decks we have here. And let's take a look at what you can see in common between these three cards over here. And so this is the Empress of the Major Arcana. So we see here, this is from the Tarot of the Elves deck. So we see a strong woman showing affection, and in this Rider-Waite card is also showing the same kind of a strong woman sitting on the throne. And down here we see someone that this sort of card actually gives a very warm kind of feeling, kind of warmth and a nurturing feeling, a nurturing approach, and it's something sometimes is it feels like it's uh, concerning our matters of the heart. Yeah. So this is the Empress of the Major Arcana. So the Empress, it's a Major Arcana card that teaches us the spiritual lesson of balance. It is primarily a card of Libra. So it is the blend of creativity, of balance, of femininity, and abundance and nature. So it is signifying a strong connection with the femininity side of our self-being. So femininity can refer to elegance, sensuality, fertility, and the expression of love through nurturing. So that's full of feminine energy. So it is representing the connection with the beautiful things in life, of fulfillment, of pleasure. So example, you can plan to treat yourself to a day of massage and some high tea if you draw this card. So it signifies abundance, and people are usually surrounded by luxuries and life's pleasure. So as mentioned earlier, it is time to connect back with nature and admire the beauty of nature to help soothe your soul. It could also mean that you should take some time out to spend time in the wild, to connect with nature, to take in the energy that nature provides, and to admire the beautiful sunset, for example. So it can also relate to adopting a motherly kind of approach to life, to pay more attention to people around that needs help and assistance, and also on the strong urge to nurture and care for others. So today's movie, perhaps not surprising to some, is gonna be Pocahontas. It is a folklore that's quite familiar among all of us. It will be based on Pocahontas by Disney that was released in 1995. So for those who have not heard of Pocahontas, I'm going to spend the next few minutes going through the movie and trying to highlight the main themes that connect the Empress with Pocahontas. So the story goes like this. In 1607, an expedition team actually sailed from London to the New World. So currently that's North America, carrying English settlers from the UK. So along the way, the ship is caught in a North Atlantic storm, and Captain John Smith, who is always dreaming about adventure, about saves the young and inexperienced crewmate from drowning. So as they approach the New World, the settlers, including John, they talk of adventure, of finding gold, and also fighting the natives and potentially settling in the new land. So in the Powhatan tribe in North America, Pocahontas, the main protagonist, the beautiful daughter of Chief Powhatan, fears being possibly wed to Kokum, a brave warrior from the same tribe whom she sees as too serious for her own free-spirited personality. So there's some sort of a misalignment in terms of characters. So Powhatan gives Pocahontas her mother's necklace as a present, and Pocahontas, along with her friends, went to visit Grandmother Willow, a spiritual talking willow tree, speaks of a dream involving a spinning arrow and her confusion regarding what her life path is. So Grandmother Willow then alerts Pocahontas to the arriving English people. So this is the part where there's a connection here with nature, where we see Pocahontas answers to her issue of an arranged marriage. So she's trying to escape from the issue. So in this movie, Pocahontas actually exude a strong sense of femininity, sensuality, and affection. So in this clip, is showing its connection with our people, with her people, as well as a member of the exploration team by the name of John. And this explorations team's leader is a very greedy guy. So he's called Radcliffe, and Governor Radcliffe, who seeks gold as part of his plan to bring him wealth and status back home. So John is part of this team, and they depart to explore the wilderness, and they encounter Pocahontas. So John and Pocahontas, they quickly bond together, and they are fascinated by each other's worlds. Although there's a huge difference between both worlds, they end up falling in love. And despite the father's orders to stay away from the Englishmen, after Kokum and other warriors actually engaged them in a fight. So the tribe actually fought the English invaders. So when John tells Pocahontas that he and his men are actually here to find gold, she actually tells him that there is actually no gold here. They have been here for forever, but there's no gold. So Pocahontas introduces John to Grandmother Willow, and so later one of Pocahontas' best friend actually discovered the relationship between her and John and went to warn the tribe, Kokum. And Radcliffe, on the other hand, also learns of John's encounter with Pocahontas and angrily warns John against spending any time with the natives they come across. So later, John and Pocahontas actually met with Grandmother Willow, and actually both of them planned to work together to bring peace between the colonies and the tribe. And this is again another show of a very strong feminine character, of peace, of love, and we can relate that to the Empress. So John and Pocahontas share a case, while Kokum and Thomas, who is sent by Radcliffe to spy on John, witness this from afar. And Kokum was also watching this, and he was very furious, so he jumped down and um attacked and tried to kill John. But Thomas intervened with his gun and actually killed Kokum. And John actually ordered Thomas to leave just before the rest of the tribesmen arrived. And the other tribesmen actually captured John and retrieved Kokum's body. So they are very angry at Kokum's death. So Powhatan declares war, the whole tribe declares war on the English, and they will start with John's execution at the morning's sunrise. So Thomas actually escaped, and then they reach where the English settlers are, and they inform them, they warn them that John is being captured. So Radcliffe actually took this opportunity to rally his men and try to use this as an excuse to kill off or annihilate the whole tribe and try to find the actually non-existent goal. So that night, Powhatan actually ordered his men to prepare for battle. So a desperate Pocahontas actually, at this point of time, John is not with her and she has no one to turn to, so she went to visit the grandmother Willow again and trying to connect with nature and try to get some answers or some direction as to where she should do or what she should do. Okay, so morning comes and Powhatan and his tribe actually drag John to a cliff overlooking a clearing for this execution. And meanwhile, Radcliffe is also about to reach the scene with all these armed colonies to fight Powhatan's tribe. So as Powhatan is about to execute John, Pocahontas actually intervenes and finally convinces Powhatan to end the fighting between these two groups and to spare John's life. So everyone accepts it gratefully, and John is released when the unmoved Radcliffe actually orders his men to attack. So it was already quite peaceful, but Radcliffe tried to uh, try to continue stirring this fight so that he has a reason to attack the tribe. And so during this scuffle, John tried to save the tribe's chief and try to shield and is hit by a bullet. And because of this, John is needed to nurse back to health by the tribe, and but he must return to England for further treatment. Him if he is to survive. So Reckless if is also sent back. He was caught and he was sent back to England to face punishment for his crimes against the settlement. So John during this time asks Pocahontas to come with him, but she chooses to stay with her tribe. This is again another showing of her feminine side, feminine kind of responsibility towards her tribe. So there is still some kind of strong emotions, some kind of connection that is very deep with the tribe. So John leaves without Pocahontas and with Pocahontas' blessing to return if anytime that he likes. So the film ends with Pocahontas standing atop a cliff watching the ship carrying John departing into the horizon. So this is a story of a strong connection, strong and deep connection of the feminine energy, of abundance of love for both her tribe and John, who is part of the foreign invaders. So the Empress actually opens up the feminine side of things and emphasize on approach to any potential issues is by nurturing. So nurturing the relationship with a certain party, it could actually make you avoid that event or avoid that kind of uh, nasty kind of outcome. So it takes time for the solution to take effect because nurturing actually takes time, but is the best way to do so. Yeah, so we've come to the end of this episode and we have covered the Empress and we've connected it with a movie. So give us a huge like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the series so far. And I do hope you enjoy it very well, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care and bye bye.